Hello, my Blockhead beauties. It's your girl, that Wahlburgers chick, and I welcome you to another episode of A Day in the Life of a Blockhead. Except today, we're actually going to highlight two of our admins and the owner of NK Airplay Radio. So I would like to welcome Tony from Georgia. Say hi, Tony.
Hi.
And then, of course, Jamie, which we all like to call Boss Lady. Hey, Boss Lady from Georgia. Tell everybody hi.
Hi.
Ah, yes. So, I wanted all our viewers to get to know the faces of NK Airplay Radio, right? So they need to know who you are, boss lady. They need to know, right? It's actually three people that have founded NK Airplay Radio. We have, of course, Tony. She's one of the co-founders. We have Erszie, which we're gonna show a video of her, and then we have Boss Lady, which is Jamie right here.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about everything. I mean, we're all blockheads, right? And this show is for the fans, by the fans. The station is for the fans, by the fans. And we want to know your story. So I'm going to start with Tony first, okay? Tony, how old were you when you first fell in love with New Kids, and where were you when you first heard them?
I think I was probably around 14, 15. I don't remember. I don't remember my exact age. I'd say probably more 15. Um the first song I heard was The Right Stuff. And
That's
I
different.
just yeah, that was I saw it on MTV and I was like, who is that? Who are those boys? um
Oh, snap. Oh my God, you bringing me back. Yes. Oh my
this well this I didn't okay, so everybody knows when you're a teenage girl and something on a guy will catch your eye.
God. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have, it's just something. This what my camera's backwards. I can't do
It's okay.
it. Okay, wait, I'm covering it up. This Donnie's pants
The
is
jeans,
what
yeah.
caught my eye because like whoa, look at him in his ripped jeans. Like,
So,
hey,
so then you
yeah,
always like the bad boys.
it wasn't even that. It was it was five cute guys and I was a teenage girl.
Of
And
course.
then, at that time when I first seen them, I didn't have a guy because I didn't know who they were. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I saw that video on MTV, and I remember I was in my at my grandmother's house in her living room watching TV, and everybody else was doing their thing. That was one reason I liked going to my granny's house when I was a teenager, was because she had cable. I could watch MTV. We didn't have cable. I couldn't watch MTV in my house.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God, that's so awesome. So then now, after you discovered them, right? Did you do what most of us did? Did you have posters all over the place? Did you get the big giant buttons and all that good stuff?
Honey, my mama we lived in an apartment. It was just me and my mom. And it was floor to ceiling. She used to say, God forbid our apartment ever catches on fire because you'll be the first one to go up in flames because of all the paper on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but mom, I don't want to take them down. She said, I'm not telling you to take them down. I'm just saying, God forbid our house ever catch on fire because your room would be the first to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
You
goodness.
know, you know how mamas are. But you know what? Thinking back now, I wish I had pictures of my room. I never took pictures of
Mm-hmm.
my room, but I've seen online or other people had taken pictures of their room, and I was like, oh, God, my room looked just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Looking back now, she was right. If our house had ever caught on fire, my roof gone just like that. It would have just woof.
Oh no.
I'm thank God nothing like that ever happened, but
Of course.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you're here to
You
tell
know
the
how
story.
mamas are. We're mamas now.
Yeah, yeah, and a grandma. But so now
Oh wow.
when you so now you had the dolls, did you have like the cards? Like did you make those exchanges with your friends and stuff like that?
No, I had a couple shirts. I had buttons. Um, but I never had the dolls or anything. I had the sleeping bag, but I used it as a blanket on my bed. I didn't use it as a sleeping bag. And I had the sheets.
Did you
I
beat
did
up
have
your
that.
stuff? Did you write on your jeans?
No, I we never did that. I seen where other people had done that, but we never did that. I never did that.
Okay. So now Jamie, tell us about you. Tell us about how old were you when you discovered New Kids and what song did it for you?
I was probably 10, 11, or 12 around that time. Um, but it was probably the right stuff on MTV. I mean, because it was everywhere.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And who's your favorite?
Well, there's a story there.
Hmm.
So back in the day, it was Jordan, and then when the reunion happened, it was Donnie, and I'll get into that a little later about why. But yeah, it just kind of I converted. I mean, I still have Jordan tendencies for sure. You know?
But it was Jordan first, so you heard "I'll Be Loving You Forever," and you're like, "Yeah, he's talking about me, right?"
Exactly.
So same question for you. Did you have a room full of posters and stuff like that?
Actually, yes, I didn't have a whole lot. My mom and dad were very particular about their walls in their house, and so I had just probably a little over my bed, and that was about it. But yes, I definitely had those.
So did you guys have friends that would come over and have sleepovers and y'all would talk about which one was married to Jordan, which one was, your future babies and all that good stuff? Y'all did that?
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
my cousin, my cousin Leanne is I call her my partner, my new kid's partner in crime. She is 5 years younger than me, I think. She's a Joe girl. Growing up, I was in love with Joe. I was like, I'm a Joe girl, and he is just adorable. But Leanne was very, very territorial for her Joe.
Mm.
And if you said you like Joe, she'd be like,
Yep.
you didn't cross Leanne when it came to Joe.
Oh no.
So everyone thinks that when I was a teenager that I was a John girl
Hmm.
That's interesting.
because I had to hide my Joe love from Leanne to keep the peace. So I was like, I'm Joe. I like John. I'm a John girl.
That
I
is
mean, I love John. Don't get me wrong. I love John. John's the greatest. He's best hugger ever.
yes.
But
Hmm.
yes, I had to hide my Joe love
Hmm.
and pretend to be another guy's girl.
Wow.
Wow.
I
Okay.
did.
So now,
See,
no, go
go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
So now, when you guys were younger during that time, did you get to go to Summer Magic Tour? Did you get to go to any of the concerts?
I got to go to the Magic Summer Tour in Columbia, South Carolina, I think it was. Um, and I only the only thing. See, now I did have Joe tendencies too growing up. So the only thing I can ever remember from that concert is that I felt like Joey was looking at me when he was 10,000 people, but he was looking at me. That's the only thing I remember about it. But it was just, um, yeah. was
So you
crazy.
don't so you don't remember the excitement and everything that you felt
Oh,
when you
I
go?
do. I do remember all that. Yeah, but I don't remember like moments from the concert. All I remember is like the whole like yeah the excitement and it's probably was a 3 or 4 hour drive there. So we were all excited going, all excited coming back. You know.
So did you have like a little ritual? You listened to all the new kid songs on the way there to psych yourself up for the show?
Oh, I'm sure we did. My niece, who was only 5 years younger than me, was a John girl, and so we were like always like trading cards together, and like we probably did that on the way. We probably did the trading cards thing, like the game and stuff, on the
Mm.
way over there.
So now, well, Tony, did you get to go?
I went to, okay, I don't know what tour it was, but my concert was February 1990.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking it was probably Hanging Tough, but I'm not, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
There is a story behind that, though. A little one, not, okay, so we camped out for tickets to that concert. It was me and three girls that I was in middle school with.
Mm.
My mom slept in the car. We slept on the sidewalk so that we could get tickets. But the guy my mom worked for, he was a big person in our city,
Mm-hmm.
and he was sending someone to get tickets for his employees' daughters. So me, we were told he was getting us front row seats.
Mm.
He had that pull, so we believed it, you know. So we camped out for everybody's ticket, even the guy I was dating at the time, who I later married. Got everybody's tickets, got their tickets, got, my boyfriend's tickets, my um his cousin's tickets, got everybody's tickets. So we were like, we're good, we're good. Everybody's got a ticket, everything's fine. 3 days before the concert, I didn't have a ticket.
Hmm.
And my mama, when she came home and told me, I'm crying my eyes out. I'm like, everybody's going. It's sold out. I don't have a ticket because he was supposed to get our tickets. He didn't get our ticket. This might be why I married him. I don't know. He gave me his ticket and he drove me to the arena, dropped me off, picked me up when it was over, brought me home.
Aw,
And then we we married in 98 and I left this behind in 2003.
So then now we move forward into the future, and it's 94, and the guys broke up. How'd you feel about that?
Um, Go Jamie, go ahead.
um,
Oh,
I I I think I'm not sure if I can speak for everybody, but I know a lot of people kind of were, because there was such a, I think it was like 3 years in between Step by Step and Face the Music. So I think a lot of us kind of felt like they weren't coming back, like really out to do anything else. And so I kind of started listening to other music. And I really didn't know the Face the Music even really existed until I started the station. So, and I missed out on a really good
really?
album. Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know? Oh, wow. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
So, so then, well then, okay. So in '94 they broke up. You didn't think they were gonna get back together. I know there was a show that was trying to get them together for one night only, and that was denied. So I remember that I was heartbroken. I was like, no, how could this not be? Like it has to happen.
Yeah.
So then, 2008, there's a big announcement. There's all this buzz on the internet. Hey, their new kids are coming back to make an announcement. Before you knew what that announcement was and you heard that they had one, what went through your mind?
I was just so excited. Like, oh my God, I never thought this would happen.
Well, you assumed they were getting back together?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Why else would you have an announcement, right?
right, right.
Right. So then,
Or
you hear this? Tell me everything, girl.
okay, so all right, I'm gonna back up just a minute. 94, I was a senior in high school, but I did go and buy Face the Music. I had it. I had I had cassette. That's what I had it on. It was still a cassette.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had. I had but like Jamie, you know, I loved Face the Music. I loved the album. I loved every song on it. My music taste changed with the times. I never went grunge, but I started listening to other things. I graduated high school. I had a boyfriend. We were being boyfriend and girlfriend. You know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
in 96, I had a kid. In 98, I got married. And, I grew up.
Hmm.
And you moved on.
So, yeah, I mean, they were still here. Always,
Oh, yeah.
always here.
Mm-hmm.
I still had, every time we moved, my box of stuff moved with me. My
Right.
new kids, it was marked New Kids on the Block. It was, you know,
Yeah.
when I had a bad relationship, he threw my stuff away.
Mm.
All of it. I was devastated
Wow.
because it meant he did that to hurt me, but and that was the only way he could hurt me, is throw my stuff away. So, 2008, I didn't know nothing. Nothing. I One day I was vacuuming. Kids were at school. I was vacuuming, cleaning up the living room. And you know that channel on TV, that music is called Music Choice, I think.
Yeah.
You just put it on and it plays music.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I just finished vacuuming, turn the vacuum cleaner off. I'm wrapping the cord around the vacuum cleaner. And I heard this voice. And I was like, God, I know that voice. And I'm not even looking at the TV. I'm like, I know that voice. I know that damn voice. And I turned and I looked at the TV. And it said Summertime, New Kids on the Block. And I was like, they don't have a song called Summertime. And I mean, with what I see, I'm thinking, they don't have a song called Summertime. I'm like, that's a mistake. So, computer, we got computers now. And so, like, I'm going to Google this because, you got to Google everything.
Mm-hmm.
I get to my computer, I'm Googling it, and I see where I had missed the whole damn Today Show thing. Them, announcing the coming back, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. What I have missed? What? I was, Mom, after I left my husband, I moved in with my mom. She was at work. I stayed home with the kids. I did everything. My mom come home from lunch that day. I was 90 miles an hour. Mom, mama, mama. She was like, what? You're acting like a kid. What is wrong with you? And I was like, New Kids on the Block. My mom knows my infatuation with New Kids on the Block.
Right.
She was there every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they're back. She said, what do you mean they're back? I said, Mama, they're back. They're doing a reunion tour. She was like, oh my God. So, it was me and my mom growing up. So everything I was into and I enjoyed, she found a way to enjoy it too.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could bond during this,
Right.
And so she was like, well, find out what you can. Let's see what we can do. The closest thing to me was Atlanta. I'm in Augusta. The closest thing to me was Atlanta, and I was like, I'll never get there. Um, I did get there.
I know you did, girl. I know you did.
It was oh my god, I want to cry talking about it. Jamie, if you want to go ahead. I can't talk and cry, so I'm gonna have to let that emotion pass.
Aw.
Okay, Jamie, you go ahead. Tell us yours while she get herself together.
So I did hear about the reunion through like the Today Show or whatever, that they were gonna be there. And the funny thing was, is I was teaching kindergarten at the time. Now I hope my boss is not listening to this. I was teaching kindergarten at a private school, so I had like 6 kids. I mean, with a big, huge classroom. Well, next door we had a playroom, and so I would go over there that morning that the new kids on the block were on the Today Show. I went over there, took the kids over there to the playroom. Didn't like we're supposed to have the little playtime in the afternoons. Well, they had their playtime that morning, so I could watch the new kids.
Nice. Hmm.
Yeah, I know.
So you watched it,
Hmm.
and how did you feel? Like, did you get the butterflies in the stomach? Were you like, were you like Tony? Like, you were crying.
Well, yeah, I had the kids, so I had to be careful with how I was, presenting myself, but inside I was like just a little teenage girl again. I mean, it's like, oh my God, they're here, and then my mom actually called me the day that afternoon, and she said, "Did you see the new kids on the block on Today Show?" Because I don't think I told her until, because really, like my parents, they, you know, I
Hmm.
don't think they really like cares that I like the new kids growing up that much. So it's like I didn't think that they'd care that they were back.
Right, right,
And
right.
so, but my mom called. She said, were you able to see the new kids today?" So that was kind of cool.
That's
But yeah.
awesome. So then, okay, so y'all both heard they got back together. All right, now we got over that. We know they're together. We're eagerly awaiting an album. We're eagerly awaiting a tour. You
Hmm.
hear that they are going on tour. Oh, do you get
Yeah.
tickets? Did you get VIP? Did you like splurge? Did you have to decide, do I pay my rent? Do I pay ticket? Like, what did you do?
All right.
Like, what did you do?
I went to probably Greenville or Atlanta is probably the closest. Um, by myself. Like my husband was nice enough to take me, but drop me off. So I
Mhm.
went by myself, and but it was just like I tell you what hit it for me was when Jordan did the "Baby I Believe in You" with the shirtless and the fan and everything, and I was like, because
Oh,
I still was a Jordan girl, at that moment.
yeah, of course.
Those
So
are hot flash moments.
yes.
I think when he takes his shirt off, we're all Jordan girls at that moment.
Hmm.
And you're exactly right. You are exactly right.
Mhm. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Um, for me, are you done,
Hmm.
Jay? Okay. So that reunion tour, 2008, October 29th, it was Atlanta. My best friend Karen went with me. We went together. I have pictures of us there. We were like stupid grins on our face, and you know, um, when when those lights went down and they rose up from, I'm getting chills now. I
Mhm.
got chills,
Mhm.
and I remember I was just like, oh my god,
This is happening.
oh my god, that was, oh my god, oh my god, this is real, oh my god, and I got chills. Um, it
Let
was
it out, girl. Let it out. Let it out.
it was the best feeling watching them rise up.
Hmm.
That it, it was. I love them. I've I don't know if anything for me with my whole new kids adventure. I don't think anything will top that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
That watching them come up, rise up from that stage, and they're in that V,
Mm-hmm.
the way they were standing,
Right.
Mm.
Joe in that pink shirt. Lord bless that man in that pink shirt.
Oh my god. Girl, you need a fan, girl.
It was I I honestly don't I'm one I can't even talk.
It's okay.
I really I don't even what I've experienced, I don't think anything will top that feeling. Just watching them and being in awe and thinking, oh my God, this is real.
Mhm.
It's real.
So you were surrounded by like thousands of other blockheads that were
Yes.
pretty much sharing in your moment, right? Because
Yes.
I think every single one of us is safe to say when they first got together, you being a blockhead, you get that nostalgia moment, and it's the first time. Like by now, we're like over it. We still love them. We get excited, but that first time since you were younger, and you
Yes.
see them and they're right, you're breathing the same air, you're in the same room, you're like, oh my
Yep.
god, this is real. Your tears are coming, you grown, you don't even know why you cry so much, but you crying, right, you're
Uh-huh.
crying, you're shaking, you're like, oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me, because the 9-year old in you is coming out like, ah! Like,
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
and you
Mhm.
get that
Yes.
feeling, and then, God forbid, you're there and they look your direction. You die. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like,
Like
oh,
just
he could just look your direction, and you're like, Joy was looking at me. I saw those baby blues. Like I was like right there. Did he sing
yep.
to you in your mind?
Just I don't know.
Mm.
It was I can't describe it.
No, you had to be there. I
It was
totally get it. But like,
exactly. It's
Yep.
something. If you're not a fan and it's if you're not a fan, you're never going to get it.
Mhm.
yeah, never gonna
You're
get it.
never going to
Never
get it.
gonna get it. And so, Jamie, you had that experience as well, right?
Mhm.
So, when you saw your man's, when you saw Jordan, like what were you thinking? You was like, "That's my husband."
Yeah.
Like, look at my beautiful husband. And when
Uh,
he hit them falsetto notes, I know
oh
you had to
God.
die. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, tell us, girl. I feel it. Tell us. Tell us.
Um. Well, first of all, it's like they have aged so well, and like I just cannot believe that they look this good still. Like even
Have
better,
they even
really.
aged?
I don't think
Did
so.
they even age? I mean, I want some of what they're drinking.
I
Yes.
know, right? And it was just such a beautiful moment to see them, like you said, coming up from that bottom of the stage. Oh my gosh, yeah, it's an unforgettable feeling, like it really is.
Well, I know that you absolutely love them as much as we do because Miss Boss Lady, you then went and started a radio station
Yeah.
dedicated to them. Now you gotta tell us the history behind that. What made you want to start a New Kids on the Block radio station in the first place?
Well, I noticed that there just wasn't like they had this great CD, the block, and nobody on the radio stations were playing it. Like, excuse me, they're good, but they didn't get radio airplay really back in the day either, as much as they should have. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I had to do something. I was like, let's just see if this online radio station will do. Because then, even back then in 2008, there wasn't like Spotify to stream and all the on-demand services. So I was like, let's just try this, and it blew up.
Well, but how did you even know about online radio stations? Because I didn't find out until recent. You've been
Yeah.
doing this for a minute. So, like, how did you even, like, you was like, I love New Kids. I got to do something. How did you discover that?
So there was this guy named Dave Harris, and he did a retro rewind. I can never say that, but it was an online radio station that he ran off the 80s and 90s. So Tony, you
Mhm.
forgot about that,
I
huh?
did forget about that.
Yeah, I actually did for two until recently. But he did this little chat thing on Saturday nights where he would take requests in his little chat room. And I was like, I said, and I asked him, I said, how do you do this? Because this is cool. And I said, well, if he can do it, and he's actually a disc jockey that's been doing this for all of his life. I was like, well, if he can do it, and it's just online, I know I'm not any kind of professional, but let's just see what happens with the new kid station.
Mhm.
So that's how that came about. But in the second month of, or no, the third month of existence, this is so cool. I love this little bit, little tidbit. We were the top number one genre in online radio.
Yes, yes, boss lady. So then you accomplished that in 3 months.
Yeah.
How did you even gain a fan base? Like, were you able to? But no, you know. Like, I was gonna say, how did you seek out other blockheads?
um, I really don't know. I guess it was the Ning boards. I don't know if you remember back in the like early 2008, like there was the message boards known as Ning, Ning. And I guess the word just spread there. I was a member of another community of blockheads, fan fiction community, but that's all we'll say about that. But I was a member of that community, so I guess it started there, maybe the name boards, and just grew. But it's like I really didn't know anybody except Erszie at that moment as like a close friend for a blockhead. So I guess between the two of us, we just kind of posted on whatever we could and started a little movement.
And then it caught on, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
More, I mean, it caught on so fast that we could not keep up. Like Tony was the third person that we ever got on the station, um, and it just we couldn't keep up.
Course not, because we didn't have. I think when we were younger, not only were we teased because we loved the guys,
Hmm.
but we really didn't have that whole outlet. Like, I don't know, it might be the story for most of us. I know that I'm in New York and I grew up in the ghetto, and they were listening to the white boys in the ghetto. So, I'm Latina. My family's listening to salsa, merengue. I'm listening to new kids. They're like, what the hell happened here?
All right.
Why you got them white boys on your wall, right? And I'm just like, hey, don't judge me. I love me some white boys, right? So it was hard being a blockhead. And then so
Hmm.
now you founded the station. Other blockheads flock to it because they're like, oh my God, we have a place where you can geek out.
Hmm.
And we all have the same interests and the same love, so we can geek out together. Now there is no having to geek out in the dark or getting
Right.
scared, right? You got to geek out. Did you get to talk to like other blockheads because you had the station?
Actually, yeah, because we started. That's about the time Donnie put out that he was going to this new thing called Twitter, and so we started a Twitter account and like follow all the podcasts, follow all the guys, or whatever. And that's where our community was. We had an NK Airplay community on Facebook, but this is even before Facebook. So this was actually like that was our little community, and it was so cool seeing people respond to each other during shows. And oh my god, I forgot about this song, and just those little moments during like the live shows that we would do and stuff. So it was.
So now, being that you guys work together at NK Airplay, I got to take you back a little bit because we need to know how y'all met in the first place.
Tony, you want to take that one on?
Um, I believe it was
The Ning boards.
it was the Ning board. Um, but I think it was because we were looking for people for our 5-star group for the spring tour at Greenville. And I think Jamie, we needed a Jordan girl, and I think Jamie took that spot. Yeah, you took the Jordan spot. Yeah.
I was still Jordan. Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't remember how we started talking. I do not
I don't
remember.
either.
It,
But we became fast friends. Like,
But we did. We became friends, and that was before. Well, actually, I don't know if you and Erszie were already talking about the radio state, doing the radio station, or if y'all. I don't think y'all started it yet because
I think it was in the
um,
progress. Yeah.
it probably was because our show was in March 17th. Actually, it was on
Yeah.
St.
St.
Patrick's
Patrick's
Day,
Day.
and and then you didn't. NK Airplay didn't get started till April. So yeah, it was
Concert
probably
might have
in the
had
work.
something to do with that, actually.
Yeah,
Now that you said that.
yeah,
So
kind
then,
of.
yeah. So then you guys decided to start the station. You met, but where exactly did you meet? So you was at the concert,
Hmm.
and you
Well,
you naturally gravitated to each other and just became friends. You're not gonna
well,
really
no,
that happens naturally.
she she took the Jordan spot in our 5-star group. So we met at the concert in Greenville, and but we had been talking that whole time on the knee board, and messaging each other, and trying to get to know each other, because I mean, it'd be awkward to be around somebody that you don't know. You know what I mean? Just
Hmm.
anyway. But we met in person for the first time in Greenville at the show in Greenville, South Carolina,
Yep.
and that was that was my first 5-star. Was it yours? What was
Hmm.
your first 5-star?
Yep.
So we both had our 5-star together, our first 5-star together.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
for those blockheads that don't know what a 5-star is, explain that.
Okay, so it was a meet and greet, and they have changed over the years. So what 5-star used to be was like there was a 4-star and a 5-star. 4-star, I don't even know what was included in it. I don't know because I never had one. All I ever had was a 5-star. And that was the meet and greet with the guys. You get your picture taken, and then you got a seat between first and fifth row, I think it was,
Something like that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
It was just randomly
Close.
given, and you take what you get.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
And
But
we
it
just so
was
happened to have
within
our
the
seats
first
together.
5 rows. Yeah,
What did you
Yeah.
say, Jamie?
We happened to have our seats beside each other. Tony and I did. It just happened that way.
it just happened that way.
It was meant to be. The universe said, "I'm putting y'all together."
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mhm. So
Even though we
now,
had already talked and met and we're in the group together, we still got to sit together, which was kind of cool too. Because then I already knew somebody was sitting by.
so
Right.
did you girls scream it out together like, "Ah, Jordan! Ah,
Oh my God. Yeah.
Joey!" Yeah.
That show, I had a little mini breakdown at that show.
Hmm.
So you can find this on YouTube. It's called the one that I remember the most. It's called Joe's Medley,
Joe's
and
medley.
it's filmed at Joe's Medley, and it's film the one I like to watch because it's just great quality. It's filmed at the O2 Arena,
Hmm.
and it's where he's got the little the dress, Joe, the how he's dressed, and the little white shirt and the little tie and the black pants and the dress shoes and the hat,
Hmm.
and he's doing his thing. He is in his moment, and he's singing that. What is it, Jamie? Because my mind just went bump.
So I remember when was that it?
Yes, yes. He's
Hmm.
doing just dance. You just have to watch it to see what I'm talking about. Just whoever's just Joe's Medley O2 Arena.
Got it.
Um, uh, I don't know. Just watching him do his thing. I just, I'm still, of course, I'm standing up. When it was over, I sat down in my seat and I just started bawling. Like, I don't even know why. I don't know why I cried, but I did.
Hmm.
And I can't explain it.
No,
It's
it's
just,
all that emotion just rushing
it
through.
was, it was beautiful to watch. And I guess that it was, 'cause I'm a Joe girl. It was, I never got to see Joe in all those years that they were on hiatus. I never got to see him on Broadway or do any of that stuff because I live in Georgia and all that happened in New York. I'm a single mom. There's no way I can get to New York to watch anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get.
So, um, seeing that, and I don't know, it was emotional, and I became a girl and I cried.
So then now this mutual love for the guys has brought you together, and that's the story with a lot of us. We've created a lot of relationships, lifelong relationships, because of the love for these guys. It just so happens that you guys created a station that the rest of us can come in and enjoy with you. So I want to know about the station, and you got that started. It built momentum. People started coming. You were on the top, at the station. I mean, like, you doing your thing, boss lady. You doing your thing, right? So
Yeah.
then now, uh did you ever meet any of the guys? Did they find out about the station? Like, I'm trying to find out.
Yeah. um, I think they knew. I knew Donnie knew, and I knew Jordan knew. Just from like, how could they not? Because it was all over the place. Like we were everywhere. I mean, like on Twitter and stuff, because Instagram didn't exist, but but like all over Twitter, and people would also tag the guys, and then every time that we would do a live show, and they tag the guys, and oh, you need to get on the station or do something, and so they had to know. Um, but it wasn't until Donnie's I Got It party in Atlanta to where I knew that he knew without a doubt. And that whole
Mm-hmm.
weekend was the I Got It party and the Jordan Idol on the same weekend, Tony? I think
Yes,
so. Yeah.
yes.
So we had the I Got It
Ah,
party.
those words, the
On
I Got It
breathe,
party and Jordan Idol was just like, God.
Memories, yeah. Oh my god.
breathe, girl, breathe. Woo-ha.
I hope I don't cry when I say this. So the night before, Lucky, who also she was an admin on the station back in the day. She's still with us. She's kind of like a silent partner today, but she had actually talked to Flossie, who was Donnie's producer,
Mhm.
the week before. Donnie was doing the party buses.
Yeah.
It was Stacy. Stacy was involved in this too, I think,
Yes.
which was she was another DJ. They went on a bus somewhere. I don't know where.
Tracy wasn't on the bus, but Lucky was.
Oh yeah, Stacy was broadcasting it that day. That's what it was. So Stacy was
Yep.
broadcasting the party bus, but being a party bus going all the way wherever they went. And Donnie and Lucky had a chance to sit down and talk about the station. So she introduced Donnie to the station. Um, so yeah, that's actually how I knew that he knew. And then like maybe a couple of months later, I don't know, it was like that October, November, it was November the 16th, I think it was, I Got It party. He told me, he says, I know about what you guys do and I love it, and I respect you for it. He said, because the fans need something like that. He said, and I have a lot of respect for you guys. And
Oh my God, you
so
had to be dying. I'm sorry, but you had to be dying inside.
I was. I mean, it was like, oh my God. I mean,
Like,
we
I'm sure not in front of him, but I'm sure you were
no
like,
no no.
and you lost your mind because, like he said, he's talking to you about your station, about your baby, what you created.
hmm Well,
Mm.
let me back up though. So it never was to get his attention. Like we never went to make this for them. I mean, it was for them, for to get their music on air and get some royalties for them, and to get their fans, a place to have our
But it
place.
was always about the music.
Right. It was never about trying to get their
Always.
attention. Never.
Right, but it's a
But that
bonus.
did happen.
But it's a
It's kind
bonus.
of nice.
Yes.
But I
That
mean, yeah,
is,
that was one of the most surreal moments of my life, was to him to say, I respect you and your team, or whatever it was, that he said. And so the next night, the weekend just kept getting better. It didn't stop there.
Oh,
And
do
so,
tell.
okay, first of all, I think Tony needs to say something about the trip to Atlanta before we get going on the Jordan Idol.
oh gosh. That trip.
Speak.
A ball of
Okay,
nerves all
so
weekend.
so she comes in to pick me up at my house. And
She's laughing already.
okay, so how Jamie, I love you. But you can't drive, girl. My kids tell me I can't drive, so don't feel bad, okay? Look, we're anybody that knows downtown Atlanta traffic knows you get your ass in your car, you don't let off the gas for no damn reason until you get where you're going, okay? She got nervous because I mean it's like zoom, 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 zoom.
Everywhere, like, oh my God, yeah.
She got nervous. She stopped
In the middle
in the
of
road
I-85.
in the middle of downtown Atlanta traffic. And I'm
Trying to figure out where the
looking,
exit was.
I'm like, what you doing? Jamie, what you doing? Well, I'm looking behind us. There's cars coming. I said, Jamie, press the gas, let's go. She's like, Jamie, put your foot on the gas pedal. There's cars coming up behind us. Come on now, let's go. And
Oh God.
I thought I was gonna die that day. Okay, I thought I was gonna die.
It's like,
If
no,
we
it
had
was-
had limits, if we'd had like what is it called where you can have any driver in your car, I would have let Tony drive the whole weekend. Oh my God, yeah, never again, ever again.
oh,
But yeah, so that
I
was we were
I
just so
I,
nervous. I was.
I thought I was meeting Jesus that day.
but you
Oh
made
my God,
it. You made it.
we made it. We made it.
Okay, you made it. You're safe. What happened next?
So went to the party that night. I got a party, and then the next night it was Jordan Idol. Now this was when Jordan was doing his little. I don't know what this was for, but he was having like people audition for something to. I think it was just to duet with him on something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was something about he was or he was for his next album, but I don't think that album ever came out.
I don't think so. Or either nobody was on it that he did this for. I don't know.
And yeah, I don't know whatever came of it. I don't know who won or but they
Yeah.
were to sing with him on his next album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I do have a singing voice. I don't know if too many people would agree with that, but I do try to sing. I do like to sing and I have a decent voice, I think. So I auditioned. I sang Martina McBride's. Oh my gosh, it just left me. There you are, and it had to be a cappella. Like you can have music, and it was only like you're supposed to speak like maybe a minute or something of it. So before the show, we got into like the little club or whatever, and we're kind of relaxing and walking around talking to people. And then they had us that were singing go line up to go backstage to be in our places. So I saw Donnie back there, and he had known me from the night before. So he's like, "Come here," and he took me up there to where the keyboard, the soundboards was, and we're just talking like it's just old friends talking. I don't even know what we talked about, Bob. I really don't. Here comes Jordan up to this to see. Now I at this point I had transitioned to Donnie because he had did like I think he tweeted Station a couple times before that, and like so I kind of just because he showed us so much love, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So here comes Jordan standing up in between, like I'm between him and Donnie, and
Oh
we're
my
standing at the
God.
soundboard. And so you got to think, you got my past idol and like my current one. And there was something about some girl's picture that they had seen floating around. And so this is crazy. Jordan said, Donnie, is this the girl that has that picture floating around? He says, nah, this ain't it. She ain't it. And I'm like, okay, then. I don't know what that was about, still to this day. Well, so I got up and I did my little, after that, did our little idol, the singing. And so they made a big deal. I had an NK Airplay button on my shirt, and they made a big deal out of it, the MC of the show. And he was like, oh, NK Airplay, what's that? And so there were a bunch of NK Airplay fan listeners or whatever over there. So he ended up like saying, just kind of, Tony said it was comical. I don't even know what I said, what I did, but it was kind of like, just, you had to go listen, I guess, come listen in Airplay and whatever. So after it was over with, the guys are performing, Jordan and Donnie were performing together on stage. I got this wild hair, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to go back. And I don't know if I even told Tony what I was doing. I probably did. I said,
No.
no, because I probably wish you would have come with me if you did. But and so I was like, I'm just going to go back there and see if I can't get station like something. Because if they know who I am, the MC knows who I am, the bodyguards, they all heard it. So I just went back there and I said, look, I said, I'm trying to get some station drops for the station. I'm in Airplay, and they were talking about it. He said, yeah, go ahead. I'm right backstage again.
Oh my God.
So this is when everybody was still back there. Like they were still trying to get people, whatever. I don't know, but there were still a lot of people back there. So I caught Jordan coming off stage, and is there an ID that's on the station now that says, hey, this is Jordan. I'm winded. I just got off stage from Idol with Donnie and hanging out here with Jamie on NK Airplay. It's cool. So I got that, and then turned around and caught Donnie. And he's like, hold on just a second. And so I got a couple. I got Jimmy Marsh, and I got, Johnny, I think. I got a couple more. Then I turned around, and Donnie came back to me. So this is the moment. This is the moment.
It's a nostalgia moment. Tell us everything.
Yes. So he says, okay, let's do the station ID. So I had this little voice recorder because back then the phones weren't like they are now, So I had this little voice recorder and I held it up to his mouth. And so those of you who have met Donnie probably know that he's not a very loud person, like face to face. He's kind of very soft spoken. So he held the recorder as close to his mouth as he could get it. I could feel his breath on my hand. And then he said, hey, this is D-Dub, aka the Marshmallow, aka whatever he said, and when he said NK Airplay, I like to have lost it. Like,
you heard those words that you created come out of his mouth. I got it.
and then, for the listeners, like they were going to be able to hear that coming out of his mouth too. So I was so excited, and it's like, oh my gosh, I would never, as long as I live, forget that moment.
See, you can't see this, but when you see this video, you're going to see your face just light up. When you tell that story, girl, you will turn it red.
Really?
Yes. They're going to see. Oh my God. They just do that to us. I don't know. Tony's crying. You're turning on. Like, you know what I'm saying? We grown and we got to keep it PG-13, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, oh my God. So oh my God, that's like a moment to die for. Like, that is an amazing moment. And I know that you get a chance to relive it every time you play the snippet on the radio station.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah. That's all
I
I can say
mean,
with words.
that's pretty much it, right? Oh my God. So then now you have all these years because you've been around. NK Airplay Radio has been around since 2009, correct?
8.
Correct.
9. Yeah, 9.
9, right. And then, so here we are in 2021, and you're still going strong. Girl,
Yeah.
that is amazing. And that is because of the fans.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then, of course, it would have never happened had these guys never existed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have never met either, like,
Right.
it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, girl. Okay, so now, as adults, we have jobs, we got a little money. Have you been able to splurge? Have you gone on a cruise? Have you gone to other concerts?
I have gone to other concerts, but I have not been fortunate to go to a cruise. But Tony has.
Tony, one.
Yes.
Like, for our black
So,
kids that's never been on a cruise, explain to them that experience.
um, it's pretty awesome. Never would I have ever imagined that they would be so available. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, it's not like you're okay. So when the first cruise, when they first announced the very first cruise, I was like, uh-uh. I am not good. I am not trying to get on no boat and try to get attention from these dudes and to have to fight 3,000-4,000 women. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it.
But then you went.
That I don't remember when the very first cruise was announced. Do y'all know what year that was? Because I don't remember.
No, I don't, to be honest.
Okay. So I didn't go until 2015. I was on so I was on cruise 7.
Mm-hmm.
7. I think it was 7. So it was 7 years.
Mhm.
7 years had passed. And then I'm watching all these YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, I want to go. I want to go. So Stacy, who used to be on the station with us, she and I went. And it was okay. So I have 2 stories. One of the girls, Stacy, oh gosh, she's got numbers after her name. It's not my Stacy, but it's another Stacy. I can't remember. Stacy, you know who I'm talking about, Jamie, right? Stacy, she won. She won when they doing the cruise vicariously. You remember that contest that Donnie did?
Oh my
Stacy
God,
won.
yeah.
Okay.
That's been forever ago,
Okay,
yeah.
she won. Yeah, so long ago. She won, but she was in a Joe group that I'm in on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how I knew her. So I'd already knew her when she won. I was like, oh my God, you won. So when we got on the boat, I met her for the very first time, along with a couple of the other girls that I'm in the Joe group with. And she and I were it was the day they were doing the pool party. So that takes place off of the boat. And it was right there right in front of Margaritaville. So we went, where did we go? Grand Turk. And we went down, we got off, walked down the thing, and was walking around that little island just because, hey, this is a new place. I've never been here. I want to see what it looks like. And then we went into Margaritaville to have a drink.
Of course.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting ready for the pool party and all that. And Stacy said, I'm hungry. And I'm not buying this food when I can go eat on the boat for free. I was like,
I hear
good
you.
idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So, and now I'm from Georgia. It's hot. It is hot as all get out here. This was October in Grand Turk, and I swear to you, it was 110 degrees, if not hotter. I was dying. I was like, oh my God, I should be used to this. Oh my God. It was hot. It was ridiculous. And so we walk back down the long thing, get into the boat, go hit the elevator button. She and I standing there talking, waiting on the elevator to open. It dings, it opens, and I hear Joe Mac's voice just ringing through the air. Girl. Okay, so we're standing like facing this way, elevator's over here. My head spun around so fast I almost gave myself whiplash. I'm like, oh, that's Joe. Hey. I'm like being silly. I shouldn't have.
You didn't get in the elevator?
Well, I'm like trying not to be fangirly, and I'm trying to act like the adult that I am. And I'm standing there and I'm like, oh. So all that elevator door, when it dinged and it opened, here come Joe, Donnie, Jordan, and Danny. And I'm like, Jesus.
I died.
Jesus.
I died. I went to
I'm
heaven.
like, is this what heaven really looks like? Is it nice here?
Yes.
So
Mm.
Stacy and I, we're still standing there, and Donnie recognizes Stacy because, she won the contest. He walked over there to where we were standing. He comes over there, he's talking to us, and he was like, where y'all going? I said, we're going back on the boat. And he said, but the pool party's this way. I was like, yeah, but it's hot. I wasn't about to say we're going to eat. I mean, fat girl, eat. Yeah, don't do that. So, it was comical. Both of us standing there with our cell phone in our hand, and did we even think to get a picture? No.
Oh,
Why?
no.
Because he fried our brain.
Oh my God.
So I'm like,
Oh, they have a way of doing that.
Exactly. So I'm like, after he walked away, he said, well, he said something to, I can't remember his exact words. That was a long time ago. Something to the effect, go do what you have to do and then get your asses out here. And I was like, okay. We didn't go back because it was hot and we wanted to eat. And it was hot out there and we wanted to eat. Fat girls got priorities. Gotta eat.
I mean, you gotta tell the world how you think we're gonna keep our figure. We gotta keep eating, girl.
Exactly. Gotta eat.
That's what I think.
So we went up and we ate lunch, and it was just, we're sitting there talking to each other, and I'm like, we were both standing there. We both had our cell phones in our hand, and we didn't get a picture. So that was my first one. Second one is me and my Stacy, not the contest winner Stacy. We were walking the boat. It was early. We were just walking the boat, looking at all, because there's shops on the inside and stuff.
Yep. And
this was the first cruise I'd ever been on in my whole life, so everything's new to me. Well, some of the shops, they weren't open. I don't know why they were closed, but it was one that had all the new kids merch in it. I don't know if it was open like at certain times, or it just hadn't opened yet, or I don't know. But it was closed, so we couldn't get in there. So we're just walking the thing and all, and then Joe's voice comes over the loudspeaker, and he's telling his the girls that are doing duets at dusk with him where they were going to rehearse at. So me and Stacey are looking at each other. I'm like, where's he at? He's somewhere. So we didn't see him, but we walked around, and we were sitting at this little, like a little, in a lobby, it had little couches and stuff. I just happened to turn my head and look over there. Who's standing at the information desk? Joe Mack.
Oh my God, girl.
Stacy and I were sitting there. We were talking about Joe. I don't know if he heard us tonight. God, I hope he did not. I hope he did not, because we were talking like grown women about Joe Mack. And I'm afraid God he didn't hear anything. But so when he comes out, and I'm like, Stacy, let's go. Let's get a picture. So we walk, following him around. And then a bunch of other girls had got over there too. But I did get my Joe Mack picture.
Yay.
And I was like, mission accomplished. I can go home. Happy woman. I'm good.
Finally.
Exactly. I finally got my Joe Mack picture. It took me from how long? It's 2015 now. I finally got a picture with Joe Mack.
Yes.
But girl. Hey, I got it.
Well, mission accomplished. Yay.
Exactly. Mission accomplished.
And what about you, Jamie? What's your story?
I've never been on a cruise. um, but the station, I think, is my story. Like, I really think that that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And it's a
you're
great
right.
too, and it's a
You
great.
know, it's just that it's like, well, Erszie was the original co-owner with me, and it's like, we kind of had this idea and it grew together. And then what had happened was, in 2015, I think, the Live 365 went bankrupt, and that's our streaming service for where you can listen to the station. So it went bankrupt, and like we wouldn't have closed down; it closed us down. Like the whole thing went,
Mm-hmm.
belly up. So we looked and looked and looked and couldn't really find a streaming service that offered what we needed and all that kind of stuff. So we just kind of had to give up, and I hated it. But then after the mixtape tour, Tony came up to me and she's like, Jamie, she said, I think we might want to start the station again. She said, I didn't go to the mixtape tour, unfortunately, because I had a family vacation that summer. And, family vacation kind of won that. And I regret it because I've heard so much great stuff about the mixtape.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'm sick, and then I'm on a plane.
right. But she approached me and she said, let's, the memories that you felt at the mixtape tour, the nostalgia from the mixtape tour. She said, I think it's right where the listeners are ready for something like this again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this again. And did I say yes at first, or I was a little bit hesitant? I don't know.
You were like, are you sure? Like you were
This is a lot of
hesitant,
work. It's a lot of
and
work.
I was just like that that tour. I don't know. It did something to me.
Mm-hmm.
It had this effect on me. So I don't know. I felt it so strongly that I was like, we gotta bring the radio station back. We got to
Mm-hmm.
because of what that tour was. It was it was NK Airplay. That tour was NK Airplay.
God, I wish I went.
With the music and that tour was NK Airplay. And like I told y'all, I said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it every time you ask me. It was always about the music.
Hmm.
The music that they played on that tour, on stage and off when they were doing the DJ thing, that music, that tour was NK Airplay.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's amazing. So I do on the show, I clarify every time, right, that we are not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with New Kids on the Block or Wahlburgers or anything like that. This really
No,
is strictly for the fans, by the fans.
Hmm.
It's a family
100%.
station. Yeah, and all of us at the station are fans in one way, shape, or form that got together and wanted other fans to geek out with us. That's what NK Airplay Radio is about.
Hmm.
But in the event that the guys do see
Oh
this
Lord.
video, what would you want them to know? Okay, Tony, what would you want the guys to know if they saw this?
Thank you. I would have to say for always being there through my teenage years as a fan. So many things happened. They were the one thing that kept me happy and never let me down. The V2 kept me happy and never let me down.
Right, right. Oh, oh, girl, I know. I feel it with you. You tissue time, tissue time. Jamie, Jamie, go, go, so she can have her moment.
Gotta follow that.
What Well, you literally are the face of NK Airplay Radio. This is your baby that you created. It's here. And we love you for it, boss
Oh,
lady. We love you for it.
I love
So
y'all too.
now, yeah, you don't know that along with the guys, you also, without knowing, unintentionally, um, have been able to create relationships because of your little creation. So again, if the guys were to see this, what do you want them to know? Mom, boss lady. I know you probably know. Mom,
Uh,
boss lady.
Thank you. And I know everybody says this, but really it's true from all of us. I mean, we do. They brought us through so much. I mean, and so for so long, like it's never ending for us. Um, so thank you. I mean, and because of you, I have this, and I have all the friends and the listeners, even that have become friends, and it's been amazing. And and it's funny because we've had some people that come and tell us how much we've made their day, or how much like we meant to them, and that's
Mhm.
the joy. So thank you.
Oh my God, I love it.
I'm gonna
I love
cry.
it. So before we go, Tony, you're one of the DJs as well on the NK Airplay, yes?
Say that again.
Are you one of the DJs on NK Airplay Radio?
Yes and no.
Well,
So,
I want you to plug your stuff, like let everyone know when they can listen to you.
well, I'm not officially back on air yet, so I don't have a plug. I'm
Okay.
just, you know,
Well, listen out for that voice, everyone, because she will be on air soon. And of course,
and be the one saying y'all a lot because that's my favorite word,
well,
y'all.
and then for Miss Boss Lady, because you've been on the air.
Hmm.
So, everyone listen out for Boss Lady. You know, you're going to hear her voice as well. I thank you guys. I thank you for letting me have this show. Because
Yes.
without you, I wouldn't have a day in the life of a blockhead. You know, so I do thank you for letting me be me. And, I'm going to try to make you as proud as I can.
Oh,
And all the fans, we love you. We thank you because without you guys, we wouldn't have a station as well. Okay? So I invite all you blockheads, all my blockhead beauties, if you have a story to tell, even if you don't have a story to tell, everyone has a story, whether you met the guys, whether you haven't, whether you're a blockhead hopeful and you want them to know how much you love them. It doesn't matter. You hit your girl up, that Wahlburgers chick on NK Airplay Radio, and we will work it out, okay? Until then, everyone, stay safe, stay humble, and as always, stay fabulous. Do this with me, girls. Stay
they fabulous.
fabulous. Mwah. I love you all. Have a great night.